I want to start from the beginning. When you got the offer for this role, what happened? What was it? It was a phone call. What happened?
Yeah, I got the call from Oliver Stone, which was hugely flattering. You know, I'm such a fan of his. He's made so many great movies over the years. You know, Natural Born Killers, or Platoon, or Born on the 4th of July, or JFK, or Wall Street, or so many great ones. I was just hugely honored. But then, to be honest, I realized I don't know if I know that much about Edward Snowden. I've heard his name. We've all heard his name. But when I tried to think of like, wait, but what exactly did he do? I couldn't think of any of the specifics.
Oh wow.
And so I actually sat down and started looking into it. And that's one of the first things I noticed is, you know, there's so much kind of media about him, but most of the media about him is pretty simplistic. Yeah. And it's not a simple story. It's not a simple question. It's actually quite complicated. And I wouldn't claim to be expert enough to necessarily get to the bottom of it. But I did arrive at some different opinions after having spent the time to really look into it rather than just hearing a few headlines.
How did it change? How did your initial knowledge of him change really in the course of your preparing for this?
Well, so a couple things that I heard, like, for example, one of the things you always hear is why didn't he raise his objections through proper channels? And if all you're reading is kind of one article, then you're like, well, wait, why didn't he? But if you dig a bit deeper, you'll find, so there's this thing that happened just a couple months actually before Snowden did what he did. There was a hearing, a Senate hearing before Congress. And this guy named James Clapper, who is the Director of National Intelligence, testified before Congress, and he was asked, is the NSA collecting millions of records, phone records, of American citizens? And James Clapper said, no, which was an outright lie. You know, so if you've got the Director of National Intelligence swearing to tell the truth and lying before Congress, how is, you know, a guy working at the NSA trying to object through proper channels gonna do anything? Yeah. It obviously wouldn't. So, you know, someone had to provide this information to the public. And so once I kind of learned that, I was like, all right, I'm grateful for what he did.